Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to the Sunday recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a little bit about my last week in games. And first of all, EVE Online. It's been around an average week for EVE Online. I must say it's been a pretty busy week IRL, so I'm actually pretty happy with the amount of EVE Online that I've managed to get, but I also needed it to be pretty relaxed, so it's mostly been just some exploration in the void, not even that great in the loot department, but it's definitely something that I enjoy doing, especially in the Ishtar with the sentry drones. It's my favorite way of doing exploration. Of course, I also kept up with the blueprint copy business, while the Raitaru blueprint is declining very quickly due to all of the competition and due to the fact that the startup cost is much less than what the Astraus blueprint copy was. There's just much more coming to the market more quickly. It's already very affordable at around 20 million in Cheetah at the moment. But the blueprint copies of all of the needed construction parts are still doing very well. So I'm still running those full bore 10 jobs of copying, no research jobs for material efficiency or time efficiency at the moment. And it's selling pretty damn well. On the EVE news front, it's definitely slowing down, but I think that's normal. First of all, CCP is in the period where they're assessing the Ascension expansion itself, seeing what the impact is on the game, if they need to tweak stuff. And of course the holidays are coming, so it's normal that things have slowed down substantially. Still, we are getting an 07 show today, which is pretty damn awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing if CCP comes out with some cool numbers or things like that. But yeah, in EVE Online, of course, it is maintenance mode right now. I'm happy that I've got the 2 Raitarus going. I need to get my fuel runs set up and all of that stuff. But other than that, I'm just relaxing, having fun, doing stuff in Heisek, and it's mostly been exploration in the Ishtar. Next up, we've got a little bit of Stellaris, so that's a game that I'm playing with my brother in co-op. Our new game is going decently well, although we're a little bit stuck in between 2 pacifist empires that we don't want to fight right away. I'm also starting a game myself in Stellaris, so a single player game, where I'm trying out some different species and traits setup that I think could be efficient. That game has started out decently well, but I am stuck between a few pretty aggressive empires there, and so I'm not sure how long I'm gonna last. But yeah, Stellaris is definitely something that I'm enjoying at the moment. I would say that it's probably easier to pace yourself in Stellaris if you want to, although the games themselves are really long-term projects. It takes a lot of time to get through a Stellaris game. I never even got to end game myself, but you can definitely take your time in Stellaris as well. You don't need to play for hours on end. You also don't need to play very intensively. You don't have to be constantly paying very close attention. It doesn't require reflex or anything like that. It's more planning out an empire from the get-go. That's definitely what I'm doing at the moment in my single-player games. I'm constructing arrays with traits and the governmental type that I want to give a go. Then I have a plan of how do I see these guys expanding themselves, and then I just try and execute the plan within the game itself. So it makes for a pretty relaxing time. It's not as relaxing as Banished, but it's definitely not as intense as something like Elder Scrolls Online, Overwatch even, or any of the other shooters or things like that. So that's why I'm playing a decent amount of Stellaris at the moment. And of course the co-op game with my brother is still something that we're trying to do 2 times a week, and if our schedules allow for it, then it's definitely a couple of hours that I'm playing together with him in Stellaris, and that makes for a pretty damn good experience so far. And finally, we've got a little bit of Overwatch, so I still played a few quick play games, although that did slow down a little bit this week compared to the previous weeks. Just a couple of games a few times during the last week is what I managed to do. I'm still enjoying the game, don't get me wrong. I think it's a blast to play. I also think that that Blizzard polish is still there. I do see a decent amount of people that are basically complaining a little bit about some of the not so good or not so balanced aspects of Overwatch that take a very long time to get fixed or to get looked at by Blizzard. But we all know that that's the nature of a Blizzard game. They don't do anything without looking at it from 100 different angles, from every single perspective, and they will only do so after very, very long and strong deliberation about doing changes to the game. Although they are developing new stuff like new maps, new game modes, new characters and all of that good stuff, it is probably at a slower pace than most people would like to see it. We would always like to see games evolve more quickly, but honestly I feel like Blizzard put such a good polish on it and has such a good quality in the games that it makes it worth it to just stick around for those changes when they eventually do come out. For me at least, being able to play this game casually, just jump in, do a few quick play games every week or every other week or at whatever pace I want, and then see something new drop, be able to experience that right away, it's being close to perfect, right? It always being the Blizzard quality, really makes it for a very nice premium and a very nice experience, and I'm still enjoying that in Overwatch right now. The games are a bit different. The new character that can cloak, me and names doesn't work that well, but she makes for some interesting changes to the games from time to time. I don't see her played that much, so that hype has died down substantially, but when you do encounter her in a game, all of a sudden it does change up the mechanics, it does change up the dynamics of the game all of a sudden, and I think if they can keep going like that with some new characters that will create new dynamics within the game, they're in it for the long haul in Overwatch, and that makes it a great purchase in my opinion, and I'm still enjoying it very much. Unfortunately, as I've said, it's been a pretty busy week in real life, and that's pretty much all I've managed to do when it comes to games. In the next 2 weeks, as I'm sure with you guys as well, it's gonna be a pretty busy 2 weeks, so I'm going to try to still get a video up every day, but if that doesn't work out, don't be too surprised. It's because of the holidays, family obligations, work obligations as well. Still have to work between Christmas and New Year's as well, so hopefully I'll be able to do all the things that I've got planned for these next 2 weeks, but as you know, in these very busy times, if it doesn't work out, I'm just gonna skip a day if I have to. And that's it for this Sunday recap, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your support as well. 10,000 subs is pretty amazing to reach, and as always, I'll see you next time.
I've got you in my sights. Clean sweep. I love a smoking gun.